Life is a beautiful journey, but it often feels heavy because of the weight of our emotions. Learning how to manage our feelings can open the door to a calmer, more joyful life. Through timeless spiritual wisdom, we discover that we are not trapped by our emotions. We can understand them, rise above them, and grow stronger. This message offers simple, yet powerful teachings to help you master your feelings and truly transform your life. Lesson 1. Practice mindful observation of all feelings. Embark on a profound exploration of your inner world by simply noticing. Begin to watch your feelings with a gentle, open curiosity. This is not about judging what you find. It is not about trying to change anything. It is merely about observing, like a scientist studying a new phenomenon. When a feeling arises, whether it is joy, sadness, anger, or worry, just acknowledge its presence. Say to yourself, here is this feeling. Allow it to be there without resistance. This simple act creates a crucial space between you and the emotion. You are not the feeling. You are the one who notices it. This practice teaches you to be the observer, not the immersed participant. It helps you step back from the swirling currents of your inner experience. You gain a powerful vantage point. From this distance, you can see how feelings come and go. You can notice their intensity, their duration, and how they shift. This mindful observation is the first step towards true emotional mastery. It builds a foundation of awareness. Without this awareness, we are often swept away by our emotions, reacting impulsively. But with it, we gain a moment of choice. We learn to respond thoughtfully instead of simply reacting. This quiet observation is a revolutionary act. It empowers you to break free from old patterns. You begin to understand that feelings are visitors, not permanent residents. You welcome them in, observe them respectfully, and allow them to pass. This practice calms the mind. It brings a profound sense of inner peace. It allows you to navigate life's ups and downs with greater stability. You become a steady lighthouse, observing the waves without being pulled under by them. This compassionate awareness is the beginning of genuine inner transformation. Lesson 2. Acknowledge the impermanent nature of emotions. Everything changes. This fundamental truth applies universally and most powerfully to our feelings. Emotions are not solid, fixed entities. They are fluid, dynamic, and constantly in motion. Like the weather, they shift and transform. A clear sky can quickly cloud over, and a storm eventually passes, giving way to sunshine. Our inner weather patterns behave in the same way. A feeling of intense joy, while delightful, will not last forever. Similarly, a wave of sadness or anger, no matter how overwhelming it feels, will also eventually subside. Understanding this impermanence is incredibly liberating. When we cling to pleasant feelings, trying to make them permanent, we inevitably suffer when they fade. When we resist unpleasant feelings, wishing them away, we prolong their stay and intensify our distress. The wisdom lies in recognizing that every emotion is temporary. It is like a passing cloud in the vast sky of your mind. It appears, it stays for a while, and then it dissolves. This understanding helps us loosen our grip. We learn not to grasp onto the good or push away the bad. Instead, we allow feelings to arise and pass naturally, like waves on the ocean. Each wave crests and then recedes back into the depths. This recognition frees us from suffering that comes from attachment or aversion. It brings a profound sense of peace. You stop fighting with reality. You learn to flow with life's natural rhythms. This perspective shifts your entire relationship with your emotional landscape. You become more resilient. You learn to trust the natural cycle of things. You realize that even in moments of great difficulty, this too shall pass. This knowledge allows you to ride the waves of life with greater ease and less fear, embracing the constant flow of existence. Lesson 3. Detach from feelings. They are not your identity. A crucial step in mastering your emotional life is to understand that your feelings are not who you are. You are not your anger. You are not your sadness. You are not your fear. These are experiences that move through you, like thoughts or sensations. They are visitors, not your true self. Imagine your mind as a vast house. Emotions are like guests who come and go. Sometimes they are pleasant guests, sometimes challenging ones. But you are the host, the house itself, not any single guest. This distinction is profoundly liberating. When you identify with your feelings, you become entangled in them. Their intensity feels like your entire being. When you feel sad, you might say, "I am sad," instead of "I am experiencing sadness." This subtle difference in language reflects a powerful shift in perception. The moment you say, "I am experiencing sadness," you create a space. You acknowledge the feeling without allowing it to define your entire existence. This separation is not about suppressing emotions or becoming cold. It is about recognizing that your true essence, your fundamental awareness, remains untouched by the shifting tides of your feelings. You are the vast, open sky, and emotions are merely clouds passing through. The sky is never defined or stained by the clouds, no matter how dark or stormy they may seem. This realization brings immense freedom. It means that no matter what you feel, your core self remains whole, untouched, and stable. You gain the power to observe feelings without being consumed by them. You can acknowledge their presence, learn from them, and then allow them to move on. This detachment fosters inner resilience. It ensures that your peace and happiness are not dependent on external circumstances or fluctuating emotional states. You are the constant, steady ground upon which all experiences arise and fall. Lesson 4. Cultivate equanimity towards pleasant and unpleasant states. Equanimity is a profound inner balance, a steady, unwavering mind in the face of life's ever-changing conditions. It means developing a calm and even-minded approach to both pleasant and unpleasant experiences. Often, we chase after joy and push away sorrow. We cling to what feels good and resist what feels bad. This constant striving and aversion create a restless, agitated mind. Equanimity teaches us a different way. It encourages us to meet all experiences with a sense of acceptance and inner spaciousness. When joy arises, we can fully appreciate it without clinging. We know it will pass, and we enjoy it for what it is in the present moment. We don't try to make it permanent or fear its disappearance. Similarly, when discomfort or sadness arises, we meet it without immediate aversion or struggle. We acknowledge its presence without getting overwhelmed. We understand that this too is part of the human experience. This doesn't mean becoming indifferent or emotionless. It means developing a wisdom that understands the natural flow of life. It is like being a skilled sailor who can navigate both calm waters and stormy seas with composure. The sailor doesn't wish away the storm, but understands how to ride the waves. This steady mind prevents us from being tossed about by external circumstances. It builds an inner sanctuary that remains stable regardless of what is happening around us. Equanimity cultivates profound inner freedom. It allows us to experience life fully, with all its varied flavors, without being enslaved by our reactions to them. This balanced state brings true peace. You learn to embrace the totality of your experience, finding calm within the ebb and flow. This evenness of mind is a source of immense strength and wisdom. Lesson 5. Develop boundless compassion for emotional struggles. Compassion is the warm-hearted understanding and care for suffering, both our own and that of others. When we encounter difficult emotions within ourselves, our first instinct might be self-criticism or judgment. We might tell ourselves we shouldn't feel a certain way. This only adds another layer of suffering. Instead, practice boundless compassion towards your own emotional struggles. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a dear friend. When you feel upset, afraid, or hurt, acknowledge that feeling gently. Recognize that it is a human experience. Everyone faces emotional pain at some point. Offer yourself warmth, comfort, and acceptance. Say to yourself, "It's okay to feel this way. This is difficult, and I am here for myself." This self-compassion is not self-pity. It is a powerful act of healing and self-acceptance. Once you cultivate this inner kindness, it naturally extends outwards. When you see others struggling with their emotions, you can meet them with genuine empathy. You understand that their experience, though unique, is rooted in the same fundamental human vulnerability. You realize that everyone is doing their best with the tools they have. This boundless compassion breaks down barriers. It connects you deeply with all living beings. It fosters a sense of shared humanity. Instead of judgment, there is understanding. Instead of separation, there is connection. This practice softens the heart. It reduces your own suffering by dissolving feelings of isolation. It allows you to respond to others' pain with true kindness and wisdom. This expansive love transforms your interactions. It builds a world where empathy and understanding are paramount. Compassion is not a weakness. It is an immense strength, a wellspring of healing for both yourself and the world around you. Lesson 6. Ground yourself using focused, intentional breath. In moments of emotional turbulence, the breath is your anchor, your immediate refuge. It is always with you, a constant, reliable presence. When feelings become overwhelming, they often pull us into our heads, away from our bodies and the present moment. Our breath might become shallow, rapid, or held. By consciously bringing your attention to your breath, you can immediately shift your state. Find a comfortable posture, whether sitting or standing. Close your eyes gently if it feels safe. Then, simply notice your breath. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your chest or abdomen. Don't try to change it at first. Just observe its natural rhythm. Then, begin to lengthen your exhales slightly. Breathe in slowly through your nose, feeling the air fill your lungs. Then, breathe out even more slowly, releasing any tension with the breath. Imagine the breath as a steady current, grounding you firmly in the present moment. Each inhale brings calm, and each exhale releases worry or stress. This intentional breathing engages your parasympathetic nervous system, the body's natural relaxation response. It helps to calm your racing heart and quiet your agitated mind. It pulls you out of the emotional storm and back into your body, into the tangible reality of the here and now. This simple practice creates a pause. It gives you space to choose your response, rather than reacting impulsively. It re-establishes a sense of stability. Even a few conscious breaths can make a remarkable difference. Practice this whenever you feel overwhelmed, anxious, or just disconnected. The breath is a powerful tool for self-regulation. It is your personal calm button. Use it to recenter, to find your steady ground, and to return to a place of inner peace amidst life's challenges. Lesson 7. Trace feelings back to their root causes like craving. To truly transform your relationship with emotions, it is helpful to understand where they come from. Many of our emotional difficulties arise from fundamental patterns of mind. One primary root cause is craving or intense desire. This includes wanting things to be different from how they are. They spring from deeply ingrained habits, often formed without conscious awareness. When someone says something hurtful, our automatic reaction might be to retaliate with anger. When we face a challenge, our habitual response might be fear or overwhelm. This cycle of reaction keeps us trapped in predictable patterns of suffering. The path to freedom lies in cultivating the ability to pause. This pause is a precious moment of choice. It is the space between the stimulus and your response. In that brief interval, you can choose wisely instead of just reacting. This requires mindful awareness. When a strong feeling arises, instead of immediately acting on it, take a breath. Notice the sensation in your body. Observe the thoughts in your mind. Ask yourself, what is the most skillful response here? A skillful response is one that leads to less suffering for yourself and others. It is wise, compassionate, and aligned with your deepest values. It might mean responding with silence instead of anger. It might mean seeking understanding instead of judgment. It might mean stepping away from a difficult situation instead of escalating it. This is not about suppressing your initial feelings. It is about acknowledging them fully, then choosing how you will act. It is a process of learning to respond from a place of wisdom rather than impulse. Each time you choose a skillful response, you weaken an old, unhelpful habit and strengthen a new, beneficial one. This builds emotional intelligence and resilience. You become the conscious architect of your responses, rather than a slave to your instincts. This empowers you to navigate life's complexities with grace and effectiveness, creating a more peaceful and fulfilling existence. We crave pleasant experiences to last, and we crave unpleasant experiences to end. We desire recognition, comfort, or control. When these cravings are not met, or when what we cling to changes, suffering arises. For example, if you crave constant approval and someone criticizes you, you might feel anger or hurt. The anger is not just about the criticism. It is rooted in the frustrated desire for approval. Similarly, if you crave a specific outcome and it doesn't happen, disappointment or sadness may follow. The sadness is linked to the unmet desire. Another significant root is aversion. This is the strong desire for something not to be. We want to push away pain, discomfort, or anything we deem undesirable. If you have a strong aversion to uncertainty, you might experience anxiety whenever things feel unstable. The anxiety is connected to the wish for things to be certain. By observing your feelings and tracing them back, you start to see these underlying patterns. You notice how attachment to outcomes or resistance to reality fuels your emotional states. This is not about blaming yourself. It is about gaining insight. When you see the cause, you begin to understand the mechanism of your suffering. This understanding gives you the power to loosen your grip on these cravings and aversions. You learn that true peace comes not from getting what you want or avoiding what you don't want, but from letting go of the intensity of those desires themselves. This deep seeing is a key to lasting liberation from emotional turmoil. Lesson 8. Choose skillful responses over habitual reactions. Most of the time, our emotional responses are not chosen. They are reactions. Lesson 9. Gain wisdom by deeply understanding emotional patterns. Life presents us with recurring lessons, often in the form of emotional patterns. We might notice that certain situations always trigger the same feelings within us. Perhaps criticism consistently leads to defensiveness, or uncertainty always sparks anxiety. These recurring patterns are not punishments. They are opportunities for profound learning. By mindfully observing your feelings, acknowledging their impermanence, and tracing them back to their roots, you begin to see these patterns clearly. You start to understand the chain of cause and effect in your emotional life. You might notice, for example, that your anger often arises from a feeling of not being heard, or that your sadness frequently stems from a fear of loss. This deep understanding is wisdom. It is not just intellectual knowledge, but an intuitive insight into the workings of your own mind. When you truly understand a pattern, you are no longer blindly caught in its grip. You see the setup, the trigger, and the resulting feeling. This seeing gives you power. You can then begin to interrupt the pattern before it takes full hold. You can choose a different path. This wisdom helps you move beyond merely managing emotions to genuinely transforming your relationship with them. It allows you to see that your emotional landscape is not random, but follows discoverable laws. By becoming a diligent student of your inner world, you uncover the truths that lead to lasting peace. You learn about your deepest values, your fears, and your aspirations. This self-knowledge is invaluable. It guides you towards choices that align with your well-being. It empowers you to navigate challenges with clarity and strength. This profound insight truly illuminates your path forward, leading to greater freedom and understanding. Lesson 10. Transform suffering through the path of liberation. The ultimate goal of this journey is not just to manage feelings, but to liberate yourself from the suffering they often bring. This path of liberation is a continuous unfolding, a deepening integration of all the principles we have explored. It is about truly transforming your relationship with life itself. By practicing mindful observation, you create space. By acknowledging impermanence, you let go of clinging. By detaching from identity, you realize your true, unchanging nature. Cultivating equanimity brings stability, while boundless compassion heals and connects. Grounding yourself with the breath provides an immediate refuge. Tracing feelings to their root causes like craving offers profound insight, allowing you to loosen the grip of attachment. Choosing skillful responses breaks old habits, empowering you with conscious choice. And by deeply understanding emotional patterns, you gain wisdom that illuminates your way. This is not a quick fix. It is a profound journey of inner transformation. It means gradually releasing the causes of suffering, one step at a time. It is about finding freedom not by avoiding life's challenges, but by meeting them with an open heart and a clear mind. The path of liberation is about waking up to your inherent peace, recognizing that happiness is not dependent on external circumstances. It is an inner quality that can be cultivated regardless of what life throws your way. You learn to live with a greater sense of ease, joy, and purpose. This profound transformation leads to a life marked by inner freedom, deep contentment, and a radiant compassion for all beings. You become a source of peace and wisdom, capable of navigating any storm with grace. This is the true meaning of transforming your life.